Hola, ¿cómo están? I am working with track número 34. Let's go. Vamos.
To speak. Do you remember
Hablar is to speak.
how to say to speak? It begins with a silent H.
Hablar. Hablo. Hablar.
Hablar.
Hablar, good. And what is I speak or I'm speaking?
Hablo.
Hablo.
Hablo, good. And what was to sleep or to be dorm?
Dormir. Dormir. D-O-R-M-I-R. Dormir.
And let's say
Dormir.
dormir. And how do you say I sleep?
I would like to say me dormir. Either that or estoy dormir. I am. Let's hear Ali.
Duermo.
Good. We said also that you can
Dormir, though the O changes to UE. So duermo. Dormir, duermo. So to sleep, I sleep.
get the additional meaning of I fall asleep by saying I sleep myself.
Me duermo.
Me duermo.
Me duermo. Good. To eat was
Desayuno. Desayuno.
Comer.
comer. Good. So
Desayuno is breakfast. Comer is to eat.
I eat or I'm eating is
Como.
Como.
como. So here the O doesn't split. Yeah, good.
Como.
To have breakfast,
That's a strange thing that, some of them split and some of them don't. That is, I can see
have
that being a
breakfast.
challenge.
We don't say in Spanish to have breakfast. We have a verb to breakfast.
Desayuno.
Let's say.
Desayuno.
And the verb to breakfast is desayunar.
Desayunar. There you go. Desayunar.
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 Breakfast and desayunar are direct translations of each other, in fact. I don't know if you
Desayunar.
noticed that in English, breakfast is break, fast. When we have breakfast, we break the fast. And in Spanish, des is like an, ayunar is to fast. So to fast. So desayunar is like to unfast, to break fast. Desayunar.
Desayunar.
To have breakfast.
I don't think I'm going to remember that explanation there. To unfast. Desayunar.
I am having breakfast or I have breakfast.
Desayunar. Desayuno.
Desayuno.
Desayuno. And desayuno is also the noun. El desayuno is
Yeah,
the
desayuno.
breakfast.
I learned that if you, in the O form, if you put el or la in front of it, it turns that verb into that noun.
What was to wait or to hope?
To hope, esperar.
Desperate is related because again we have this des, like in desayunar, which is like unhoped or
To hope, esperar. But there is desperation. Desperar. Yeah, right. Desperar. Could it be desperar? I'm gonna go with esperar because I believe we've learned that.
unhopeful is to be desperate. So to wait or to hope,
Esperar.
Esperar.
good. Esperar, good. What is I wait or I'm waiting or I hope and or I
Espero. I'm trying to think if there's any changes to the vowels. Espero.
I'm hoping.
Espero.
Espero. So we've been giving the verbs two translations in the present tense. I speak or I'm speaking. I go or I'm going. I wait or I'm waiting. This is because this ing tense in English, we really overuse it. For example, we use this ing in English to refer to the future. He's doing it tomorrow. Whereas in Spanish, we just use the present tense with that future context. Lo hace mañana. Which is why we need to give both translations for hace, for example. He makes or does, or he's making or doing. And we translate hablo as I speak and I'm speaking. But this doesn't mean that
For some reason, I have the sense like I have to pay close attention to what's going on. I feel like there's some sort of surprise coming.
speaking doesn't exist. It does exist, but we use it in Spanish only when we want to show what we are doing right now in this moment. So, beginning this structure, I am speaking. This I am, do you think you would choose ser for characteristics? Or do you think you would choose estar for states?
Estar. It is a state that you will
It's
stop.
a state. So estoy.
Good. We will use a star because, of course, what we are doing is a state. So we'll always use a star with these structures. So the first part of this sentence is estoy. Now, to get speaking, ing, from to speak, we take off ar and we add ando.
Hablado.
Ando. And we get hablando.
Hablando.
I said ado. Adio is ando. Hablando. Estoy hablando.
So I'm speaking.
Estoy hablando.
Estoy hablando.
Estoy hablando. Good. So maybe somebody interrupts you and you won't say hablo. You will say estoy hablando. How would you say I am waiting? And you mean right now. Right now. I'm waiting here. I'm waiting
here, and it's esperar. It's AR. Esperando. Estoy esperando. Estoy esperando.
here.
Estoy
Esperando. Here. Acá. Estoy esperando acá.
esperando aquí.
Estoy esperando aquí. Good. So you could say espero aquí. Maybe it would sound a little more like I'll wait here rather than I am waiting here. But both are fine. In many situations, both are fine, and there will be just a slight change in meaning. Espero aquí, estoy esperando aquí. What you can't do is say, I'm eating with her tomorrow. The ing, you need to use it just for what you're doing right now. So how was to speak?
Hablo.
Hablar.
And how-
Hablar.
How would you say, I speak or I'm speaking?
Estoy hablando.
Hablo. And what was to prepare? If you forgot it, you can go from preparation.
I am missing. I am missing this stuff. To speak, hablar. I speak, hablo. I'm speaking. Estoy hablando.
Preparación. Preparar.
And I prepare or I'm preparing.
I prepare or I'm preparing. Preparar. Preparando. Preparando. Estoy preparando.
Preparo.
Good. So how would you say I'm preparing it tomorrow?
Okay. Preparo. I gotta take this back. I'm a little ahead of myself.
Preparation.
Preparación, preparar.
And I prepare or I'm preparing.
Preparo.
Preparo.
Good. So how would you say I'm preparing it tomorrow?
Preparo. Preparing it tomorrow. Preparo mañana. Preparo. I prepare tomorrow. Or lo preparo mañana.
Lo preparo mañana.
Lo preparo
Preparo.
mañana. So if you want to emphasize that we're doing something right now, I am preparing. Firstly, if we divide that up into two bits, I am preparing.
Estoy.
Estoy, good. Preparar becomes
Preparo.
Preparando.
good. So how would you say?
Estoy. I am. Estoy preparing. Preparando. Preparando. Ese es change verb in lo. Preparando. Lo. Mañana. If lo goes there.
Preparing?
Estoy preparando.
Good. Estoy preparando. Good. So that's if you want to say I'm preparing.
You know, he did mention that you can't use it for future reference. So the preparando mañana, I don't think that's valid.
It right now, you can use this structure.
Estoy
So how would you say I'm
preparando.
preparing it?
I'm preparing. Estoy lo preparando.
Lo estoy preparando.
Lo estoy preparando o estoy preparándolo. Even though it's a changed verb here, we can have the lo after ando. Estoy preparando.
See, estoy is a
Lo
changed
o
verb.
lo
so
estoy
it's supposed to have the
preparando.
lo in front
We
of
said
there.
that to have breakfast was desayunar. Desayunar. So how would you say we are having breakfast? And you mean right now?
We are having breakfast. Desayunar. Desayunado. So estamos desayunando. Estamos desayunando.
Estamos desayunando.
Ando. Good. Estamos desayunando. So for our verbs, we take off the ar and we put ando and we get this tense to show what we're doing right now. And we're not going to use it as we do in English. I'm finding out tomorrow. I'm doing it next week. I'm preparing it later. How would you say I'm preparing it later?
Estoy preparando. Estoy preparando más tarde.
Estoy preparando.
This is not how we use it. So in Spanish,
Estoy preparando. Okay, so preparando, the doing, the ing is only right now, like we are having breakfast. But here it's we are preparing it for another time. So that's what he's referring to.
what we're doing right now. Huh?
Right,
So
sorry.
this is why we're giving preparo, for example, the translation of both I prepare and I'm preparing. So that when we want to say things like I'm preparing it later, we don't go to estoy preparando.
Lo preparo más tarde.
Lo preparo más tarde. Good. But if you wanted to give the meaning of I'm preparing it right now, how would you say it?
Preparing it now. Estoy preparando ahora.
Estoy preparándolo.
Good. Estoy preparándolo or lo estoy preparando. And then you get the meaning of right now in this moment. Good. So for are verbs, we're taking off the are and we're putting ando to get this ing. For ir verbs, we take off the or the ir and we put on yendo, I-E-N-D-O to get this ing form. So how would you get eating from to eat? How would eating be from?
Comer. Comiendo.
Comiendo.
Good. So how would you say I'm eating and you mean right now?
Estoy comiendo.
Estoy comiendo.
Estoy comiendo. Good. I am eating. And how would you say he is eating or she is eating or you formal?
Está comiendo.
Está comiendo.
Good. Está comiendo. So maybe somebody calls you and they say, can I speak to Pablo? And you say, está comiendo. You mean right now. What was to sell?
Comprar.
You can think of vending machine.
Comprar is to buy. Vender is to sell.
Vender. Good. How would you say they sell it? They sell it.
They sell. Venden. Venden. They sell it. Venden. Lo. But that's a changed verb. So lo venden is it. They sell. They sell it. Lo venden.
Venden. So it's lo venden.
Lo venden. Good. How would you say they're selling it tomorrow or they will sell it tomorrow?
They're selling it to Rob or they will sell it tomorrow. Those are two different things. Lo venden. Lo venden. Because it's a verb of, I believe, movement. Lo venden a robe. That they're selling to Rob. Lo venden robe mañana.
Lo venden mañana.
Lo venden mañana. Good. Now, if you want to say they're selling it right now, and you want to give that meaning right now, how would it be?
They're selling it right now. Vender. Yendo. Lo viendo. Lo viendo.
Están vendiéndolo.
Good. Están vendiéndolo.
Oh, están. Take this back a moment.
It right now, and you want to give that meaning right now, how would it be?
They're selling venden, but they're selling its noun vendiendo, vendiendo. So lo vendiendo. She mentioned están. I thought that was implied in the vendiendo because they're selling. I would say lo vendiendo, but están. Lo están vendiendo.
Vendiéndolo.
Good. Están vendiéndolo.
Well, obviously I got a bit to work on there, especially with that last example. Though I do think a lot more has been revealed, and making good progress. So moving on to the next track. Thanks for being here. Adios amigos.